All right, and welcome back to episode 59 of the Alec Frengos Show. This is a sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And today I'm here joined by my friends and brothers, Jay Price, Joey Price, and Wyatt Thomas of College Sports Media and the Hockey News. And today we're going to be predicting the AFC North. We're also going to be giving out our Defensive Rookie of the Year award pick. And we'll play a few games near the end of the episode. So I think we'll just dive right into the AFC North record predictions because this is a very good division, and let's just start off with a bang. So Wyatt, number 4 for you in this division, off rip.
Probably pretty obvious. When Cleveland Browns at 3-14, a team that don't really have a quarterback that they're committed to. They have plenty of quarterbacks on the roster, but we don't know how many we could see start. Who will be starting by the end of the year? We don't really know what the rest of their offense is going to look like. There's not a ton of big names there. And on defense, their defense is still pretty solid. They have Myles Garrett, arguably the best defensive player in the league, and Denzel Ward, who I would say everyone considers one of the best corners in the league at this point. But defense doesn't win games by themselves if there's no offense providing for them, and I'm not sure where that offense is going to come from. And especially in a division this tough, I can't see them doing very, very well.
Want to lead us off? Because this is pretty consensus, I think, to start.
Yeah, Wyatt basically said it all. I also have the Browns at 3-14. Like you said, the QB situation is not great. There's just gonna be a year where it's gonna be like week 12, and it's gonna be like, who is Kevin Stefanski's gonna announce as a starter this week?
Yeah.
Like, we're never gonna know week to week. Shador, obviously he's better than where he got drafted, in my opinion. I just think the drama there is gonna hurt the team too. But this defense is going to keep them in games. It's just the offensive talent is not there at all.
It's not. And for me, coming in at number 4, I also have the Cleveland Browns, 4-13 on the year. I think this is a team really where you have some good players at skill positions. Denzel Ward, like you mentioned, Mason Graham, they draft. They have Myles Garrett. You draft Quinshon Judkins. Obviously, that's TBD, though, with his case. I believe Dylan Sampson's not terrible, but you've just got no quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador Sanders. To me, in my opinion, Shador Sanders is the best quarterback on that roster. Maybe if you say Joe Flacco for this year just because he's a veteran, whatever, but I think the big thing with this team is Shador Sanders. I think he's been totally disrespected not only by the NFL, every owner really, because I think when you look at teams, the Rams, Stafford's retiring in a year or two. You can't, in the third round, you can't take a flyer on Shador Sanders, who's proved that he's a gunslinger in college, even though he did have a good offense. But for me, I think I just want to see Shador Sanders succeed, to be honest, after hating on him for a while, because he's been totally disrespected. But the Cleveland Browns are going to be nothing special. I'm just talking future-wise for them.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything else, really. I have them at 5-12. I think one thing I think this might be the most starting quarterbacks to ever start for a team in a season.
What's the number at?
I was going to say
I don't know how much it is,
over under
but
2.5.
I think they'll have
For
4.
this
I think
team?
they'll be 4 or
Way
5.
over.
For this season, you think you
Way
see
over.
3 different
Flacco,
starters?
they have
For
Flacco,
sure.
they have Pickett, they have Dylan Gabriel, they have Shador, and they
Line
have
should be
Tyler
at
Huntley.
3.5.
Well, I
Well, I guess so. Some of them
I
get
believe
cut,
you can
but,
only
like,
roster 4, so
But
some
still-
Huntley will
they'll
get
bring.
cut.
I bet you they'll,
Huntley will
like,
get cut.
Flacco will start, and they're scheduled to start the year as Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings. So like I can see him like week 3 or 4 just throwing like having like a 3 interception game, and then they go to like Dylan Gabriel before Shador.
Yeah.
And then it's just gonna be a mess.
Totally
Their
valid.
defense, I think I have them winning 5 though, because I think their defense will take over a few games.
Would you have? He had 3, I had 4.
I had 3 too.
3?
You
Okay.
had 4 and I had 5.
Yeah. Division for me, 1 and 5. I think they just sneak out a
Same as
sneaky
me.
one in Cleveland, shocks everyone.
Yeah.
It
Same
happens
thing.
every year. Wyatt, number 3. This is where we can
this
start
is-
to argue 1 to 3. I think.
Okay, number 3, and continuing the Mike Tomlin curse, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-7. This is a team that went 9-8 last year, I believe. Again,
Yeah.
with Russell Wilson. I think they upgraded there. I think they upgraded in terms of receivers with DK Metcalf. I think he's better than Pickens. And they also acquired Jalen Ramsey, who may be old, but it still is a player. So I think this team did get better, I don't think they got better enough to be considered a legitimate contender, but I do think they're going to win another game or two and be more of a threat should they make the playoffs. They're not just going to be a walkover if you like what they were last year for the Ravens and what they've kind of been. Like if you end up in a playoff game against the Steelers this year, I think that might be a situation where you're like, oh, this is a team that could maybe surprise some people in a playoff game with Aaron Rodgers.
Joey.
Yeah. At number 3, I have the Bengals at 8-9. I just don't see anything changing from last year to this year. Obviously, the offense is going to do its thing. I don't think it's going to be as good as it was last year, and I don't see this defense getting any better than it was last season. You still haven't signed Trey Hendrickson. The secondary's not good. There's not much to like on the interior defensive line. O-line's not good. I'm just not sold on Zach Taylor either, so
He should
it's
have
just
been
going to
fired
be
way
Joe
long
Burrow
ago.
trying to come back and win games again,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I mean, like, I don't have the same as you, but I totally get where you're coming from. Some people will think you're delusional just because it's Joe Burrow and they want to glaze him, but I 100% get where you're coming from. The defense isn't that good still. Al Golden from Notre Dame, we'll see what he can do, and you're treating your best defensive player who basically did everything for you on defense like a piece of shit. So I totally get where you're coming from there, Joey. But the offense we all know is going to be elite.
sure.
But can the offense just solely win games, or can the defense improve? For me, number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers. I have them coming in at 10-7, 3-3 in the division. I think this is a team where they are going to make the playoffs just because the defense wins so many games. And honestly, if Rodgers is the same that he was last year, this team will probably cruise into the playoffs. And that's saying a lot about this roster in totality because Rodgers wasn't that good. I think he will play a little bit better with a cultured team like the Steelers around him. He could hopefully gel into this team instead of making it all about himself. They get DK Metcalf. They lose George Pickens. They've got, I'm looking on the depth chart here, Calvin Austin, Robert Woods, Scotty Miller, Roman Wilson. Not much depth at all behind him, but they do have the Arthur Smith special. They got 2 tight ends that are above average in Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, which leads to another piece of the puzzle. Are you going to be able to run the ball with Jalen Warren and rookie Caleb Johnson? Hopefully you can get a run game going, but it's going to be a team that relies on a lot of 2 tight end formations running the ball and Rodgers throwing deep shots to Metcalf because I don't really see like a consistent passing game with this team at all. When we talk about the trenches, though, the offensive line is elite and the defensive line is elite. The defensive line is definitely up there with the best in the NFL. Hayward, Benton, Harmon, 2 back-to-back first-round picks. TJ Watt, the best defensive player in the league, some say. Patrick Queen, Alex Highsmith coming off the other edge. Then the secondary has Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slade, Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, Joey Porter Jr. Those are 3 very high-end corners. And then safeties, I mean, it's a bit weak, but it won't matter with the corners. So this is going to be a very, very good team. So 10-7, they're a playoff team for me.
Yeah, at 3, I have the Steelers as well, but I have them at 8-9. I agree with everything you said. I just think that their offense, I don't think their defense is going to be able to carry them through games because I think their offense is going to be atrocious. I think
really
I
bad?
think they'll be bottom 10 offense, top 10 defense. I think they'll just be average. I think that one thing with the defense, they have a lot of really good pieces, but I think they have a lot of aging pieces. So I'm just worried about injuries too. I feel like a lot of their guys could definitely go down and get hurt. I don't want to project that like I'm Carter, but I don't know. That's what I got.
8-9, okay.
8-9.
With their offense, I would say last year, would you agree it got better, or would you disagree with that?
Their
I think it
offense?
got worse.
Their
I think it
offense got worse?
because I think
I think
Najee's
so.
I'm kind of
I'm not-
excited to see what Jalen Warren looks like as a legit.
He won't be
RB1.
RB1 by
I'm
the
not
end of the
excited
year
to see
anyways,
We
so
might not see. I've seen a lot of Steelers fans calling that he should have been the RB1 for
People
2
always
years
say
at this
that,
point.
though.
I agree, but I'm also seeing is it legit or not? Because Najee didn't exactly blow me away.
Well, yeah, their offensive line's actually better now, but
Yeah.
They
I'm
probably got
curious
a
to
bit
see.
better on offense.
If they can run the ball, they'll be
sure.
fine.
Just really depends on QB
it's honestly
play.
it's a very weird conversation because in my opinion, they benched Russell Wilson for Justin Fields, and in totality, I think Fields was the better
He
player
was
for the
better. They benched
Steelers.
him for no reason.
And then, but I think Aaron Rodgers can be better than Justin Fields was on the Steelers, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
So it's kind of weird. That's why I say they improve, the running back situation is sus. If Caleb Johnston's good, this team will be very, very
Yeah, I
good if
agree.
they can get it going on the ground, because Jalen Warren's a feature back. We all know that. He's not going to carry a real workload as a running back. And then DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin. Like, Metcalf could put up monstrous numbers with Aaron Rodgers and as, like, the only wide receiver. We'll see what happens, though, because Arthur Smith doesn't really lean on receivers like that.
Mm-hmm. No.
So, and Rodgers is way more protected in Pittsburgh with the offensive line than New York Jets. Let's make that clear. So that could help him a lot for him being a statue and very old still. Number two, what?
Number 3, I have the Cincinnati. Number two, excuse me. I have the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5. Team that we know they're probably going to have one of the best offenses in the league. Their defense was a big-time worry last year.
Yeah.
And even with that suspect defense, a lot of their games, they lost 6 one-possession games. That's a trend that's just hard to see continue. I got to think at least some of those are going to flip. So that's 2 or 3 wins on a 9-8 team to being an 11 or 12 win team, which gets them in the playoffs easily. So I think this is a team that suffered some bad luck, but it's also kind of their fault. But there was also some very, very weird games that they lost, and I think they definitely should not have lost last year.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, I have the Steelers at 9-8. You guys basically summed up everything. I just think it's the offense. How far can they carry this defense? Because we know this defense is going to keep them in games. They're going to force turnovers.
Yeah.
They're going to score points, too, for this offense. So it's basically how far can this offense take them.
Playoff team?
Yeah, I do have them as the
7 seed?
7 seed.
Interesting.
Classic, and then eliminated right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
9-8 as a playoff team too. Usually
Just
the
name the
AFC the
7
past
seed.
couple
Yeah, I
years
have a
has been
close
10-7.
AFC
No?
this year.
Fair. Number 2 for me, Cincinnati Bengals, 11-6, 4-2 in the division. I think for a team with that high-powered of offense, I think if you bring in a new defensive coordinator, you bring in a couple more veteran pieces on defense, and you draft Shamar Stewart, who's finally there. If you can get Trey Hendrickson back before the start of the year, I'd like to hope that the defense gets better. But to your point, you argue that it will not get better.
Mm-hmm.
If they can at least put up half more of the effort that they did last year, this team will cruise into the playoffs. But the offense is going to be elite, as we all know. Joe Burrow is going to do his thing. I just think that the Bengals, I don't think that disaster happens 2 times in a row to elite teams like them. So I'm going to go 11-6, number 2 in the division here for Cincinnati.
I got them exact same thing. Bengals 11-6. So actually, I have them 5-1 in the division.
Wow.
Sweeping the Steelers and the Browns. Now that I think about it, probably not going to happen. But I like the record, and I don't think their defense is going to get better one bit. I think they're just gonna. Like you said, they're gonna have close games that they win. I think they got a couple unlucky bounces last year. So I have them 11-6. I bet you they'll lose first game of the playoffs though.
I like it. Because when you play elite teams in one and done games,
They
I agree.
won't have any chances to defense.
Wyatt, one.
They can start by winning week 1 for once.
Yeah.
But yeah, my number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens, also at 12-5, just because they have a very tough schedule. 4 of their first 5 games are in Buffalo, home against Detroit, in KC, home against Houston, and then after that, home against the Rams. So all of those games, they could very easily potentially lose.
Yeah.
And that's not even mentioning their division games, which the AFC North, no matter how good or bad the teams are, always tough to win those games, especially when you end up going on the road. But I have them at 5-1 in the division, having said that.
Yeah.
So they slightly take the division over the Bengals.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Number 1, I have the Ravens at 13-4. I think this is the best team in the NFL. Best roster going into week 1. I think they're going to be the best regular season team in the NFL. You look at every position on this depth chart, it's great.
No
the
weaknesses.
defense is going to be unreal. You have Lamar who's going to score points. Hopkins is here. You got to hope he has another great year to keep up the success. So 13-4, yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Joey. For me, number 1, I also have the Ravens 11-6, same as Cincinnati. 4-2 in the division, same as Cincinnati. Then it goes to conference record. I have the Ravens at 9-3. I have the Bengals at 8-4. I want to make a point that Wyatt said. Wyatt said they have a gauntlet at the start of the season, which everybody can agree with. One thing about the Ravens, you say like they're not good teams in January, obviously, and stuff, but in the regular season, every big game they usually tend to win. That's why I'm not really worried about the schedule. because they always show out in the regular season no matter where the game is, what time it's at, etc. So they're always going to be a good regular season team. The question is, can they get over the hump in January and February if they come to that? So there's not much to say about this team. Like you said, it's a top 2 roster. If you want to say them Eagles flip-flop, just roster-based, I'm right there with you. So 11-6, Lamar, another MVP caliber year probably. I think Henry has one more elite season in him as well.
I do too.
Yeah, I have Ravens 13-4, and I just have 2 words: best roster in football.
Best roster in football?
Yeah.
2 words?
2 words.
Elite math on this show.
Yeah. So
Last night's
I
still
think
catching
that I don't know. I think everywhere they're awesome. I love that they got Jair, because like this is like when you have like, I think it's all probably happened to us where you have a player on your team that just absolutely sucks and he gets traded and then he's just unreal.
This
I think
has it written all over it.
It just has it written all over it, and I think he's gonna play. Watch him. He'll play like almost every game. And I think
and he's gonna be back to like his prime form, and then he's gonna get a huge bag next year wherever.
Yeah,
I see you see
and
from
then
a
after
mile
that,
away.
he'll screw off, but yeah, I think that's the best roster in football, and like you said, they win like every regular season game. I feel like I think it's just a matter of how they do in the playoffs.
I mean, just to talk about the secondary. Marlon Humphrey, Jair Alexander,
by
Nate
far best
Wiggins,
secondary.
Kyle Hamilton. Is Marcus
Starks.
Williams still
They got
there?
Malachi Starks.
No.
Malachi Starks, even better than Marcus Williams probably.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
This
they are.
GM of the Ravens. Oh my God, what's his name?
I can get it. Eric DaCosta.
Eric
Yes,
DaCosta.
I know.
Good shout. He doesn't miss very often either. We talk about Howie Roseman. This dude don't miss really
Yeah,
often
he's
either.
And they
So
got Mike Green too.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
he fell, I'm pretty sure, to the
Yeah,
second
second
round, if I'm
round.
correct. Yeah, this team is just absolutely loaded with talent, but the question is, they might have the best roster. Will we finally see a team other than the Chiefs and then the Bengals, obviously the one year, get over the hump? I think it's a very good question this year with how the Ravens are loaded up. They've got to make some noise this year. Got to make some noise.
Yeah.
Let's start back with you, Jay. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who's your
Hold on.
pick?
Go to someone else. I gotta figure this out.
Sorry, we'll go to Joey. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who's your pick?
I was thinking between 2 guys. I usually go with defensive lineman for this award. The obvious choice is Abdul Carter, but I'm just gonna go with Michael Williams because why not? I think he's one of the most pro-ready guys coming out of college,
beast.
and he can really feast with Robert Slaw coaching him. He's also paired next to Nick Bosa.
Opposite of
Hopefully
Nick
they'll have
Bosa,
lots of one-on-one rushes. He honestly didn't produce much in college last year, Georgia's stats-wise, which obviously is going to be the reason he gets this award. So hoping he gets a few more sacks than he did at Georgia last season. It's a risky pick, but why not?
Yeah, I'll follow up off that because this is a very defensive-heavy draft. Lot of elite players, trenches-wise for this draft too, counting O-linemen. But I'm gonna go defensive lineman as well. I'm just gonna go Abdul Carter because I think this is a guy that could be one of one in this league. I think in a couple of years, if he lives up to his hype and he develops with this stacked defensive line already, he'll be able to feast one-on-one off the edge every rep here with Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau coming in and out. So we could be talking about Abdul Carter in the same conversation as the TJ Watts, the Micah Parsons, the Myles Garretts in a couple of years to come because he's just that special to me. When watching him at Penn State, it was like this guy could go into the NFL right now and dominate. So I like Abdul Carter as a defensive rookie of the year. Maybe one of my favorite players out of the draft and maybe one of the best overall players in the draft this year.
I'll be the one to go out on a limb and take the DB. I will go with Travis Hunter.
Okay.
I think I've said it pretty much his whole time in college. I said he's a good receiver. He's an elite corner. Might be one of the most athletic cornerbacks in the NFL already, having just been drafted. The issue with a cornerback winning Rookie of the Year, it is difficult to put up the numbers because it's a position where you kind of rely on being targeted a lot. But I do think teams will try and throw at him, and I do think he's going to be able to make some plays, whether that's making interceptions, just breaking up passes, or even like you saw it at Colorado. Like I remember one game he punched a ball out in overtime on the goal line to win a game. So I think he'll make some big plays that get a lot of views, get a lot of people's attention, and he will end up winning a Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Very good point because I was just going to mention one thing you have to your advantage.
biggest name.
If he's in the mix, he has the hype to back him up, no matter even if he is a DB, because he'll get treated as a defensive lineman just because of the hype he has around him. And it'll be interesting, because that's a very interesting pick, because there's probably people out there that think he could be in contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year if he's a full-time receiver. So
First ever duel.
it'll be
That'd be crazy.
it'll be interesting to see, because on the official Jaguars depth chart they listed him as a starting receiver, backup corner. We'll see if it changes. We'll see how Wyatt's prediction ages. Jay,
I'm gonna double down on my Ravens take. I'm gonna go with Malachi Starks.
love
I
it.
think every year, I was just thinking, because I wanted, obviously, Abdul Carter's the obvious pick. I think he'll probably win it, but if I had to pick someone else, I'd go with Starks. Because I remember 2 years ago, Geno Stone had like 6 picks. Last year, Marlon Humphrey had like 6 picks.
Yeah, this team turns the ball over.
They turn the ball over so much. And I think in a word like this, if you're a DB, you need to put up stats like that.
He blitzes too.
So I think he's gonna fill the. I think he has an opportunity to fill the stat sheet. And I think if you're a DB, if you can do that, that gives you a good chance to win.
That's an interesting pick, because he's going to be beside Kyle Hamilton. He's going to be beside Jair. Like, if he outstats those guys, he'll obviously win it. But those guys we're talking elite players. And Nate Wiggins, we were talking coming into last year, will he stay healthy? Oh, he might be elite.
Oh, yeah.
He might be elite. He's legit. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, depending on how people value him. I think he's the best corner the Ravens have.
Right now?
Yes.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Yes.
I think Marlon Humphrey going back to nickel.
You think he's still better?
Oh, yeah.
I think Jair will be better than
Nate
him,
Wiggins
but-
was
Well, this isn't a
locked.
bad problem to have.
No,
I
it's
said
not.
3 different corners.
Yeah,
right now.
you could go all three. You said Jair?
I said
No,
Humphrey.
I
you
think
said
Humphrey's the best, but I think Jair's better than
I mean,
him
if
right
Jair
now.
goes back to prime form, he's
gonna
better
be-
than
he's gonna be-
Jair.
watch,
Both
he's
at their
like-
best,
he'll just be
Jair is better than
awesome.
Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Humphrey still also feels like he's on the decline. I feel like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jair maybe. I don't think he might be on the decline yet, but he's close. But like,
But Marlon Humphrey playing in the slot as a third corner,
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be feasting all game long.
yeah,
Sure.
Like, he might have one of the easiest jobs on that team. Be a veteran, be a leader, and help the 2 potential all-pros you have next to you. So, like, not a bad problem to have it all. But I'm very high on Nate Wiggins because he stayed healthy.
Yeah.
He's a little bit smaller build, but he was locking up some of the best last year. He was going at it with, I know Chase went off both of those games, but sometimes switched off Higgins and stuff. I really liked what I saw from him. Any other names that kind of come to mind when we talk Defensive Rookie of the Year? Jalen Walker, James Pierce from the Falcons, maybe? Any of those two?
back to what we said. I just looked it up quick. Travis Hunter win both Rookie of the Years, by the way, is plus 5,000, which I feel like honestly isn't high enough.
It's not.
But that clearly has been getting some numbers, which is why it's at that. So if somehow that did happen,
I
that'd be
don't know.
hilarious.
Go ahead.
Will Johnson.
Ooh, I like
Love
that.
that.
I like
pick.
that.
I actually might change to him.
Love that
He's
pick.
plus 3,000. I might
Yeah.
sprinkle him.
That's a good.
I can't believe that guy
I'm not-
fell. I said he was a blue chip for me. This guy is
He's
like
unreal.
locks. I see him being another Sauce Gardner. That's my projection for Will Johnson. So I mean, if
He could be awesome.
if he pops out in that division too and locks down some of those receivers,
Yeah.
Ayuk, Pearsall,
He has a
Puka,
good chance to
Debo,
win it.
who am I saying? Seattle, JSN. He's more of an outside boundary corner though, because he's
Yeah,
a
he is.
taller, lengthier build. So he's gonna be going up
Well,
against ones all
JSN
season.
or Cup, one of
Yeah.
the two.
Because that Cardinals secondary is ass.
Ricky Pearsall. Bro,
That Cardinals secondary is ass. So Will
Yeah,
Johnson's going to be
they
tested
are.
first year. That's a very good betting pick. It must have some value.
Yeah.
Do you have odds on that?
Plus 3,000.
It's a great
He's like
value.
15th. They're like 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, $10 wins you 300 on that
Yeah.
for anybody over the age of 19
Yeah. Gamble responsibly.
in Canada, 21 plus in the US. It's good value.
Yeah.
I don't know, the contract drama guy, Shamar Stewart, I'm seeing, like,
No, I'm
and
not
just
betting
because he may have a chance to.
If he
make a
tweaks
name.
out, I mean, yeah, because he's going to get a lot of playing time. Let's play this game before we end off here, okay? Very simple. Hot, mild, cold seat, coach's edition. First name, Jay, Zach Taylor.
Hot.
Scorching.
Yes. Well,
Hottest in the league.
I think, like, yeah.
Up there.
He's
If
up
he doesn't
there.
make the
Yeah.
playoffs, he's
top-
gone.
I already think he should have been fired.
Yeah, I agree.
He made the Super Bowl, so maybe the ownership gave him
Yeah,
a
he
little bit
got
of
some-
leeway, but he's
is his
terrible.
last chance.
He's not good. He's only
Yeah.
good because of Burrow. He does nothing. I don't like Zach Taylor at all. I want him off the Bengals. Even if they make the playoffs and lose, get him out. Just get him out.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, hottest seat in the league. I think they need to make at least the AFC Championship for him to keep his job. I think you're right. You make the playoffs and lose.
How about wild card win?
I think if they win one game,
I think
Wild card win,
fine.
lose to the Chiefs. Fire?
Depends who the win's
no
against.
way he's getting fired. If
If it's an impressive win, yes, he'll keep it.
Let me give you an example.
Like
I think anyone they beat.
if
would
they
be
played
impressive
this,
with their
I don't
roster.
know.
Bengals beat one of the Texans, Steelers, Patriots.
If it's the Texans, he keeps his
Or
job.
like a Dolphins or
The only team you've named where I think he'd keep it is the Texans, because none of those win. All the other teams, I think the Bengals in a playoff game should be.
not a Dolphins, not a
Favorite.
Chargers,
No.
nothing.
Chargers, maybe. But
Chargers are better than the Bengals.
the Patriots haven't. No one on that team really has playoff experience. The Steelers are a playoff walkover, or have been pretty much every year. So they're kind of expected to lose in that spot.
Sure.
So the
Zach
only team
Taylor
yeah.
scorching hot.
Yes, hot.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's the hottest seat in the league.
Maybe this might change your mind. Mike McDaniel.
Hot. What do you think?
Still hot.
Yeah, it's
but
hot. I don't
Not
think
as
that's
hot as Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay. Hot though, agreed?
Yeah.
Because I think he's had some more that team has. I don't think that's a team that's really. I think that team has overperformed some years with him. I don't think that's a team really built to go deep in the playoffs regardless. So I don't hold as much blame on him as I do with Taylor, because we've seen Zach Taylor's team be a Super Bowl contender.
I think the Dolphins partially their issue is culture, I think.
Yes.
I think they're a very soft team.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen.
I'd go hot as well.
Hot as well for me.
Hasn't figured out the quarterback
Hot?
position.
Honestly, like mild.
Mild?
I like him. I think he'll. I think he will. I don't think he'll get fired unless they're like.
I think his job
insanely
relies
bad.
on what Anthony Richardson
Yeah.
does. Because he was supposed to develop
Like,
him.
Unless
That's
Daniel
so
Jones
tough, though,
goes
like-
ballistic.
It's just because he. Yeah, I don't know. It's so tough when you get tied.
Like
to a
what
quarterback
O'Connell
like
did
that for your
to-
whole career.
Darnold, like something like that.
Yeah, I think it's mild because I may be stepping on later in the segment, but I think it's very similar to Brian Daboll, where he just hasn't really had a quarterback, and I can't blame that on the coach, even
Yeah,
though
I
he's
mean,
supposed to develop him. Like he's
I don't know because he was
he-
part of
he-
drafting him though.
he was, but still, I think because he's such a fresh signing, I think he'll get a chance with another quarterback should it flame out again this year, which I expect it to.
Yeah,
So I'll go mild.
Jonathan Gannon.
He's
I'll go
safe,
mild. I'll go
safe.
mild for him.
I have mild too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
I like
safe.
him.
He's safe.
You think he's safe?
yeah.
Like this year?
For this
For
year, I
sure.
think he's safe. Yeah.
Unless they're like one of the worst teams in
Unless
the league
they're
by the
like
trade
probably,
deadline.
right?
Yeah.
But I think he's safe for sure.
Like, what do I have the Cardinals at? 6-11. Like, if they go 6-11, I could see him get fired.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that.
Him or Kyler, one of them got to go.
Kyler's gone if they don't make the playoffs. That's still my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't see him.
Let's
staying.
get
They'll trade
interesting.
him or something.
All right.
I'll start with you. Kyle Shanahan.
I think he's safe. I think
Cold or mild?
I think cold, because I just think, who are you gonna get better than the guy who's taken you to 2 Super Bowls and you lost to the dynasty of this generation?
Yeah.
Like, you lost to the Chiefs twice. It sucks for them. A lot of people have lost to the Chiefs a lot of times, and despite the nature of those losses, I just don't see. He's clearly an offensive genius. He has turned Brock Purdy, regardless of the roster around him, into a average, maybe slightly above average starting quarterback, and has. It seems everybody in that locker room likes him, and there's no real issues between players. So I think he's safe for this year for sure, and honestly, he might have another year on top of it where he's still safe.
Yeah,
Cold?
I completely agree.
I agree too.
Like, I don't want to seem like I'm the dude that's trying to be different and weird, but I said this when we predicted the NFC West. My hot take this year is if the Niners don't make the playoffs, Kyle Shanahan goes. Hot seat for me. It sounds crazy, but hot seat. He's had so many chances to prove himself. Sure, he ran into the Chiefs twice. He completely blew it up against the Patriots. He's lost some ugly playoff games. We get all that, but there's got to be a time when you say, sure, this guy's got you to the Super Bowl, but has he won you it? Does it matter you made the Super Bowl? Maybe not. So for me, I think this John Lynch and the ownership, Jed York, I believe, is the owner of the Niners. I think they might have enough of Kyle Shanahan. If this team breaks down, CMC injury, Purdy's not as good as he was with his super team, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to go a sneaky hot hot seat.
I think if he were to get fired, it would be very similar to when Vrabel got fired. Now, I know he waited a year, but that was his decision because there was a lot of teams very interested in Mike Vrabel. If Shanahan was to get fired, every team that has a coaching opening at the end of the season, he would be near the top of the list, if not the top of the list.
Okay, I've got 2 more names. First name, what do you want, the AFC or NFC team first?
AFC.
Sean McDermott.
Mild. I mean, they still haven't fired him yet, so
I know.
I don't know what's gonna.
He
change.
should. I think if they were actually gonna pull the plug on him, he already should have been fired.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna say mild, because a couple years ago, if you were to ask me, I would have said very, very hot. But they clearly want to keep him around, so they do. He does call a good defense, but some of his coaching decisions can be sus at times. What do you have?
I think he's hot because I think
Pause.
pause. But they've kind of given him every chance. They've replaced the coordinators. They've brought in new receivers. They've made every change pretty much besides changing the coach.
Yeah.
And I think if they were to fall to the same fate again and lose to the Chiefs or before that point, I think at some point the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So I think they have to. They would have to make that change at some point.
Shit, I don't know we had Socrates on the channel. I like that line.
What do you have, Jay?
I think
for
that's Albert
McDermott?
Einstein,
More
actually.
of that. No, I don't know. That was very poetic. I really like that. But I don't even forget what we were talking about. Just
Hot,
mentioned
mild, cold Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott. I agree with. Well, actually, I do agree with you when you say hot. I think he's in a hot seat for sure. Because I think, again, like, if they don't win, if they don't make at least the AFC Championship, I think he's gone for sure.
If they face the Chiefs in the AFC
they lose the
Championship
Chiefs
and
again,
lose again,
I think he's gone.
If
If it's like somehow Bills Ravens and they lose the Ravens,
They could do it, but I don't.
I think you might
they
be
haven't
right.
done it yet. I don't
If
know
he
what's
doesn't get to
gonna
the AFC
change
Championship,
that
I actually think he's
decision.
going to be gone. Because then you're going backwards, and it's
Like-
like at what point do you just
mean,
restart?
Hold on.
teams can never
If they fire him this year, it's gonna be like a firing where it's like they've just had enough of him.
Yeah.
Like it's not like there's gonna be no reason based if they just
It's
lose
just
to
gonna
the
be like,
Chiefs.
just
It's gonna be like
restart.
we've had enough of Sean McDermott.
Well, they've tried everything else. They've changed everything else.
Yeah.
They need to. He's like the next guy up.
Yes.
It'd be Dwayne Casey getting fired after winning Coach of
Yeah,
the Year.
that would be.
Yeah.
Good comparison.
Last name.
Wow, you're on fire.
Another honestly interesting one based off if they can get into the postseason or / do damage in the postseason. Really intriguing one to me. I'll start with you, Jay, because it's your division rival, Matt LaFleur.
I'm gonna go mild. I think
I'm gonna agree with you.
Based off of how I think they're gonna be this year, I think there's like very low chance of him getting fired. But I do think if they miss the playoffs, then he's likely gone. And it's a tough division, so anything's possible.
100%.
We'll see
That's
what
why I have
happens.
them last in the division.
Yeah.
I have them missing the playoffs. They're
If
over
that
500,
happens-
but what if they miss the playoffs and go under 500? Is it Matt LaFleur's time to
He
go?
might be gone. We'll see.
I'm going to go cold. I do agree with that. I think it's a very, I think in order for him to be fired, it would have to be an absolute dumpster fire of a year because he's a guy who, with Aaron Rodgers, he led them to the number 1 seed twice, I think. At least once. It
When
may
they
have been
lost to the
twice.
Bucks.
Yeah,
once.
they lost to the Bucks and then
And
lost
then
to the Niners.
Niners,
Yes.
yeah. Yep.
And then first year Jordan Love, I think everyone would call that success. They surprised everybody and got a playoff win in Dallas, and they blew the doors off them.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, not successful. However, they were also missing Jordan Love for a decent chunk of that year. He got hurt week 1.
And he was playing hurt the whole year.
Yeah, so I'm not going to hold that really in coaching. When you're playing pretty much the entire year without your number 1 quarterback, going to be very difficult to win. So I think unless the Packers have an all-time fall flat on their face year, he's safe.
Cold?
Yeah, cold
I know you
for
like
sure.
cold, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's really it. Still waiting for this Rashee Rice suspension, which weirds me out because they gave Addison his suspension, and Rice is supposed to get more punishment, so I'm very interested.
Everyone want to throw it a guess?
I think
We did that last.
We did
time.
last time. What's
Close.
your guess? I said 10 to 12.
Yeah, I said like
Jesus.
8, and then Ryan said the bye week was week 9.
Yeah. So he said
So
8,
8,
and then
I
Carter
think
said
8.
this. I think Carter said 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Addison got what?
3.
3? Okay.
And Rice has to go serve jail time.
Yep. I'll go 8. I think he gets 8 because I think
8's
Yeah.
the minimum.
because I'm trying to think. Kamara got 6. 6, I believe.
Okay, but
last
this
year.
guy literally like it's
Yeah.
he's pleaded guilty. He has to serve jail time. He's on probation. Like, what do you think? Do you think you said it like it's crazy?
Shit, I don't know. Like, if it's like in my perspective, I'd just suspend him like the whole year. But the NFL's not going to do that.
They won't.
Am I the only one that thinks the longer
No.
he gets suspended, it may benefit the Chiefs?
Why?
Because he'll probably come in completely healthy and not banged up at all, and we know I could probably go at receiver, and Andy Reid could find a way to get open and get that team into the playoffs.
Yeah,
We've seen them have awful receiving cores, and it doesn't matter.
As long as Worthy and Brown stay healthy, he'll definitely be a key piece that they'll slot him right back in, obviously, and start working him. What's your number here?
Shit, what did you guys say? 8?
I said 10 to
I'll
12.
go
It's either 8 or he's just 8 to 12 or he's done for the year.
Actually,
Like,
no.
I'm gonna suspend
Let me.
him for
I
15
the,
games.
watch.
Yeah.
I'll give him like 5 games, and Twitter will go like insane. Like
I
everyone
said
says-
if he gets under 6 games,
Yeah, it'd be
it's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's a total
It'd
joke.
actually insane.
he did the same thing Ruggs did minus the death.
Yeah.
And honestly, what he did...
I mean, the death is definitely a big part.
Yes, I know, but the actual act may be worse than what Ruggs did, considering
He
there
fled
were
the
multiple,
scene, right?
Yeah, there were multiple people involved. He's just lucky nobody died, because then his career would be over, as we know.
Yeah, because I think Ruggs got absolutely screwed because obviously one, he killed the human, and then I'm pretty sure PETA got involved too because he killed the dog.
That had nothing... I'm not laughing, but PETA had nothing to do with the punishment he got. He got vehicular manslaughter.
I'm saying, but they tried to add more onto it because of the dog dying in the
PETA
passenger
bring it.
seat.
But like,
You have a dog.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
PETA.
not beating the dog. I'm not number 7 for the Falcons.
What?
I don't know. I mean, that's because they killed the dog. They technically, to some people are crazy about their dogs. Like, let's not act crazy here. Like,
I'll be honest, I think it's wildly disrespectful to go to the dog in this situation, considering a human died.
I'm saying though, people got involved, and that's why. Like,
So you're saying it would have been less of a punishment had it just been the person?
no, but I'm saying there were legit people outside the courthouse talking about save dogs' lives and stuff, like legit animal protesters going on about it. That's a fact. I'm just saying it turned into a way messier situation. Rice he's probably drunk or high. I don't want to obviously assume anything, but he just absolutely rocked someone and fled the scene.
He'd finished watching Fast and Furious and wanted to try it in real life.
But no, that's really it for this episode. Do you have anything you want to comment on?
No, not really.
Moments before this episode, Anthony Richardson gets hurt. We'll see what that... Have we got a diagnosis yet? Arm, shoulder?
Finger injury,
Finger.
and I saw a Twitter picture. It looked like his one finger was messed up pretty
So
bad.
maybe a couple weeks broken finger, and that's not good for him because it looks like Daniel Jones is going to start now because they won't roll out a banged-up Richardson in there. It's his last year to prove it, to be honest, for me, because if you don't play every single year because you're hurt, you're just a full-on bust.
Yeah.
Ennis Rakestraw Jr. placed on IR.
Just got successful shoulder surgery. He's on IR, missing the whole season. So it's tough.
Did he played last year, right?
Like he was hurt. He played like maybe 2 games.
Okay, yeah, because he
He's
was second round or third round pick. Yeah,
Second round pick.
I remember he was ranked
forever.
pretty high in the draft
Yeah, he
rankings
was.
last year. Tyler Warren, couple nice plays.
He's gonna be
Rashawn
good.
Slater out for the year.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
big news. Sorry,
That's way.
thank you, Wyatt.
That
Big
and
news.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson should probably touch on both those.
He's
know, I don't
CJ
know.
Gardner Johnson's good. He didn't tear his
Oh,
ACL.
he didn't? Okay.
No,
he
he'll be out a couple weeks. Probably go on PUP. Rashad Slater, sorry, huge, massive news because that's the Chargers franchise tackle, best tackle they had, protecting Justin Herbert. Rashad Slater and Joe Alt can't get much better than that in the league, to be honest. So
Do you think they keep Joe Alt on the same side?
I
or
think so.
move
Yeah.
him? Because
Who's their
he
backup?
switched coming out of college.
if it
right?
gets very bad, I think they
Yeah.
switch him midseason because I think he's just that good of a player to be
Yeah.
able to switch like that. But I think they'll just keep him and roll.
It's
Trey
Trey
Pipkins,
Pipkins.
yeah.
Amari
Those-
Sawyer.
they're all-
They have this guy's still. I
Trey
forgot about him.
Pipkins, he's not terrible either. He's
he's
actually a
not
pretty good
awful.
backup.
Trey Pipkins, he'll be good.
So that Chargers O line's good as a
They're
whole,
good
anyways.
anyways.
So
They'll be fine.
but that's the blind spot we're talking, right? So pretty big deal. That's it here. Thanks for watching episode 59 of the Alec Frengos show, and we'll see you next time.